Hey guys, I'm RedHerring. We're going to be looking at another StarCraft 2 replay today with myself, FTaCtHerring. Excuse me, spawning on the top of Ohana as the red Protoss, and on the bottom of the map we have GrBZapo, the blue Zerg. So this is going to be a Protoss versus Zerg, and I'm super excited to bring it to you guys because this is just a really good representation of kind of PvZ, the matchup in general, how it kind of flows, how the macro kind of unfolds, and how strategies evolve over the span of the game. So really good, solid PvZ for you guys, and hope you will enjoy it. Really quick, big shout out to the over 160 subscribers that I do have. I know I mentioned this in other videos, kind of as my subscriber number keeps growing, but just a big thanks to you guys. You really do encourage me to keep putting out new content, and you basically let me know that the content I'm putting out you enjoy, which is just super nice for me. So big thanks to you guys. If there's some of you that watch my videos and haven't really subscribed yet, that's fine, you know. But if you could subscribe, that would just be awesome. That would be great. So yeah, don't forget to thumbs up and comment if you do like the content. I do read all the comments and all the messages you guys do send or post on my channel. So yeah, even if I don't reply, I am. Oh my gosh, he actually snags my probe. But yeah, I do read everything you guys send me or comment on my videos. So feel free to post what type of games you'd like to see. If you want more first-person view games, if you want more like matchup specific games, yeah, don't hesitate to let me know. Now, getting into this game, it does look like I am going for that Forge Fast Expand, and I did lose that probe quite unfortunately, and that's actually a huge deal. Well, maybe not a huge deal, but it's definitely a big deal. Just because that means I have to pull off another drone, or not another probe. So not only do I lose the scout itself, but I have to lose the mining time from a second probe. Who has to go and make sure the Zerg isn't going to go like cancel this hatch and like roach rush me or something. Now this is a bit overcautious, and you really don't need to pull the second probe if your first one dies, but you know, I'm always a bit wary of cheese, so this is just my personal preference. So just running around, making sure that everything does look normal, and indeed everything does look quite normal. 4 Zerglings on the way, and does have a queen coming. I'm putting my first cannon down, got that nexus on 17 or 18, and then getting that second pylon. So it looks like, yeah, it looks like he will be going for this fast third hatch. There it goes down. Super standard. This is as fast as you can get a third hatch as Zerg at the 4-minute mark, especially on this map, which is honestly not the most Zerg favored map. A lot of Zerg players don't really have a liking for this map. It's not necessarily bad for them. It's just not super good for them, just because of the short-ish and direct rush distances. And it's quite a linear map in the way it's laid out. There's really one attack path you can take, and that's just through this middle here. And so Protoss death balls really are quite potent on this map. But it does have wide engagement areas, and that's the saving grace of this map for Zerg, is that you can get pretty decent surrounds, and the Protoss really have to be careful, get those force fields down. Might even lose the second probe. So already 2 workers going down for me. That is not the greatest start to this game, honestly. And let's see what I'm choosing to do here. Now, I do have 2 gateways, and I know basically in the most recent PvZs I've cast, I do this build. I have showcased this build a little bit for you, but that's just getting... yeah, this is just, he does see this, so he knows it's coming. No, so he does. Wow. Okay, so I thought he saw this gateway, but he only sees that one gateway here, and he sees it's not producing, because this is actually the one that's producing zealots. But basically, I'm going to go for that +1. I'm going to pump out 5-6 zealots and rally them down to the Zerg third, trying to snipe it off as best I can, and we'll see how effective that will be. If we look at the income tab right now, we're basically even. I'm a little bit ahead, but as soon as the Zerg player saturates this, look at that, 9-10 drones in production. So this is basically the prime time for Zerg to be as greedy as they can be. If you look at the Harvester tab, shooting up to 35 up there, and I'm trying to keep even with that Chrono Boost, and cutting probes temporarily right now, because I do need to cram out Zealots and get this +1 Chrono Boosted as fast as possible. Leading with that first Zealot, clearing the tower. He does have 1 kill from a Zergling on the watchtower, I believe. and setting out this other Zealot here. This is a wise move to take this tower with the Zergling, and he's going to come across this Zealot here. I might chase him, might take him down, but if we look at the production tab, Zerg player does not know, Zapo does not know this push is coming. He's seen a Zealot or two here and there across the map. Maybe he hasn't seen more than one in one place, so he's not exactly sure where the Zealots are coming from, like how many there are. Obviously he knows where they're coming from, but maybe not sure how many are on their way, and he doesn't know about this gateway, so that's really unfortunate for him. I'm getting 4 gas now and getting that Stargate, got that cybernetics core on the way, and Zealot's barreling down, and we'll have to see if I can do some damage here. He does have a Spinecrawler on the way and pulling this drone over here, or pulling these drones away from the hatchery, trying to get a surround on the Zealots there, trying to get a surround on the Spinecrawler, but the Spinecrawler does go down. Oh my gosh, +1 Zealots wrecking the drones. He did lose a few there, 5 workers to be exact. Probably will lose a few more here, and this queen is scurrying her butt away from the mineral line as fast as possible. Needs to get out of there, and I'm really trying to track that queen down and try and take him out. Looks like with the arrival of these roaches, maybe he'll be able to pull off a save here. Looks like, yes, he will have a hold. I did kill a couple more drones there, and pulling these Zealots, trying to manually target the drones now. But these roaches came out at the last possible second, at the best possible second, really, to deny the Zealots. There's no real reason for him to produce them any earlier than he did. He made them as fast as possible. So props to him. He did a really good job holding that off. He's lost what, 12 workers. So yeah, it could be worse. It could have been better for him, but it definitely could have been worse. Look at the harvester tab. He's basically even, and with because he retained his third, he's gonna have a lot of drones. Look, 15, 16 drones on the production tab. So this guy knows what he's doing. He knows how to macro properly. Do have +1 armor on the way. Have a couple sentries down there. Look at the supplies, 94 to 71. But this is just the power of a Zerg having deflected an attack like that, and that's really what the damage I did. It's not uncommon to do that little amount of damage. It's not good, but it's not uncommon. Like in the best case scenario, I would kill that hatch, or at least kill a lot more drones. But 12 drones for like 6 Zealots and forcing him to produce units, that's basically an even trade, which, because he's on 3 bases, basically puts him slightly ahead. So I'll have to see if I can claw my way back, and maybe I can do so with this Void Ray. Charging up on that Overlord over there. And I believe, let's see, I believe he scouted, yes, he did scout double robotics facility. So let's see, what is he getting here? Hydralisk Den. Yeah, Hydralisk Den, not super common in PvZ. Mostly people go Roach or Infestor or Mutas, but Hydralisks are good units. They are definitely good units. Just not super great. Maybe he's going to be counting on this creep spread to transport his Hydras to my third, which I should be establishing right now at the 11-minute mark. For your guys' reference, an 11-minute, 12-minute Nexus in PvZ is generally... Oh, that was close. Almost lost him there. Oh no! I pull him back and tried to get the extra shots on the Spore, but I'm not able to. That is quite unfortunate. But yes, a 10-minute third in PvZ, an 11-minute third, excuse me, is a little bit slow. You do want to generally be around the 10 minutes, the 10-minute mark. But it's definitely hard to secure a third in PvZ. I don't know where that queen was going. Off to see the world or something. And that Overlord nicely timed to scout in and see that third establishing right now. But yeah, in PvZ, definitely an 11-minute third is fairly standard. It's a little bit on the slower side. If you're being a little bit greedy, you can go it for 10 minutes. Some Protoss players will try to get a fast third, as in like 8-9 minute mark, covered by the Zealot rush that I opened with. But it's oh, that Overlord's gonna go down. Yeah, establishing some cannons here, trying to get this little wall in here so that he can't just run in and kill that Nexus. But yeah, so economy-wise, 68 to 63. I'm not super far behind, but he has had this this third running for a little while, and you can see the income discrepancy here. He does have quite a good infrastructure going for him. I do pick off a queen, so that's a very nice pickup, and shoot away by that Spore Crawler, but don't take any hull damage on that Void Ray, and I don't know where you're going. I hope I can pull you back. I believe I will. I believe I will. So, there, clicking on it now, that was, well, yeah, could have been worse. Probably want to destroy these rocks, but maybe I'm afraid of Zergling run-bys. In any case, here comes the major push-out. This is where PvZs a lot of times are decided at the third. Can Protoss player hold the third? If you can hold the third, in a good spot. If you cannot hold the third, not so good spot. And I do have this tower, so this is my vision here. I can see everything that's coming at me right now. Supplies, he's basically maxed. I am like 50 supply behind. Here comes the engagement. I need to get some force fields off. These force fields, not the best. Those were a little bit better. Trying to pull these roaches in. These cannons are not really firing in the back. Maybe I could retreat to get them firing on the roaches there, but he's actually targeting down my immortals. Maybe pull this one back. Need to pull this one back. Focusing on the Void Ray here. That Void Ray is going to go down, and trying to pull back. Now I realize, okay, I need to go back to these cannons, and at the cannons, this is the meat grinder. He is going to retreat. I do have this observer over here, so I can see the reinforcements. He's trying to stream in here, and destroy these rocks, I guess. Yeah, might as well. And did force him back. So if you look at the income tab, I'm actually ahead in harvesters. That big swell of units that he made there, basically it sacrificed in an indirect way. It sacrificed a little bit of his economy because it was a little bit of an earlier push out. Trying to micro these stalkers back, have these zealots out here, but this is way overextended. And I do need to get out of there. He's actually, yeah, that was not a good move by me. I was being a little bit greedy, thought I could take him a little bit more than I should have. Oh my gosh, lose 2 immortals there. So the lackluster performance of that attack is made up, I would say, made up by the loss of those 2 immortals on my side. Let's look at the units lost tab. He's still a little bit behind, but not by much. And the main thing though is the harvester tab is actually in my favor a little bit. So he does have his 4th established, and should be transferring workers there, getting hive, getting hive and double upgrades coming. Let's look at his roaches. He has click a roach 2-1, and let me get back to that in a second because he's actually trying to do a multi-pronged attack here, and I ward that away, and I need to get these guys over here. Shooting down a sentry or 2, and could be working. Do I have blink? I do have blink, so there we go. Doing a little bit of blink micro. That's what I needed. Pulling back that immortal. Very nicely done. And oh my gosh, he sniped the Colossus. The Colossus popped at exactly the wrong time. Trying to get this Colossus away, but oh, he's gonna get it, I feel. Oh my gosh, that is so unfortunate. He actually sniped both Colossus, so that is just a horrible, horrible turn of events for me in this game. And sniping probe after probe. Let's look at the workers killed tab. 12 to 27. So definitely evened up the harvester tab. Oh my gosh, he's actually shot ahead in the harvester tab very nicely. And I don't know. I don't have an observer over my army, so I don't actually know that those roaches are in there. Yeah, another little fun fact for you guys, in case you didn't know. I do see the roaches there now, but burrowed units actually do have a decreased line of sight. So, as you guys did notice there, that is the reason that he couldn't see me and I could see him. Now, he does have his 5th on the way, and this 4th still could be saturated a little bit more, and he does have, this is a little bit oversaturated. This is a tiny bit oversaturated. This is good saturation for the amount of mineral patches there, but he does have hive, and he's getting that greater spire. So, yeah, look, 12 spines. So you guys look at his harvester count. It plummeted basically because he's getting all these spines. He wants to hold out basically until he can get broods, and then he'll push out. And this is basically late game PvZ for you. This is basically the way it goes. If Protoss players hold on to their 3rd, then they'll usually try to counter push with the 3-base all-in while securing their 4th. So I guess it's not really an all-in, but they'll try to do a heavy 3-base push. And I guess sometimes you can all-in with it, but this spine wall is basically the Zerg's precaution to that. If they can hold for broods, then it's basically Protoss players' turn to try and scramble for the mothership and void raids and storm and all things anti-broodlord. So it looks like the infestor, broodlord, roach, deadly deathball from the Zerg. There's been a lot of complaints around the StarCraft community around the broodlord infestor composition, And I gotta say, it's not. I don't think it's overpowered. I just think it's really, really good. I know I say that for basically like everything. I don't really think a lot of things are overpowered. I would say it's about the same effectiveness level as the Mothership Archon like toilet composition Protoss use. They're both really, really effective late game compositions. So it really comes down to micro and who's the better player to utilize the units at their disposal in these late game death balls. So we'll see kind of how this game turns around. Scouting in there with that Zealot, and it gets immediately picked off. Starting that Fleet Beacon, about to finish actually, and going to go for that Mothership because I do realize at 21 minutes in the game he's got to have Brood Lords, especially with all these spines that I've scouted. I mean, there's no reason he would go like Hydras with like a spine wall or something this late in the game. So lots of Brood Lords on the way. He does have 5 more, and he has 3 here, so it's going to be 8 Brood Lords in total. And or excuse me, he even has some down here. So trying to get a little window of opportunity to break the Zerg player and then snipe this base before we can get a heavy amount of Brood Lords in. But the Fungals going down on these units. The Archon taking a good bit of damage, but I can't blink micro because of the Fungals. I cannot blink out of Fungals. So these Stalkers just getting shredded by these Roaches that are 2-2. I'm 3-2-1. And I'm running out of anti-air really, really fast here. I need to get some warped in units. I like this Burrow Roach here, keeping tabs on the reinforcement path, blinking in with these Stalkers, trying to get down one last Brood Lord there, but I have to retreat. It's like the units lost tab. Basically an even trade in that engagement there, and I need to save these Colossus. As I've mentioned before, Colossus are actually pretty key in PvZ against Brood Lords. You don't want a lot of them. Like this is, I don't want any more than this. But I do need Colossus just to shoot down Broodlings. It definitely decreases the effectiveness of Broodlings in these late game battles. So he does have a lot of Broodlords here, and they're not really supported because I did kill a lot of Infestors. So maybe if I pushed right now, if I just remaxed all Stalkers and went for it, especially in this vulnerable, semi-vulnerable position here out in the open, maybe I can make something happen. But I'm scrambling for money. I'm actually low on money. Look how much money he has. Maybe I could go take this base, but I actually don't have enough money to defend that. So I think I'm just trying to cram units as fast as possible. Getting those High Templar and Mothership on the way, finally. Let's look at the upgrades though. I am, yeah, 3-2-1, so, and working on +3 armor. Looks like he's going to be breaking this little SimCity wall I had at the front. I'm trying to poke in as best as I can. The supplies are, I'm a little bit behind his supply. He is maxed. I'm a little bit behind. I could be maxed, but maybe I'm waiting for this Mothership, but I don't want to sack this base. This is basically my only strong mining base besides my third, which is slowly getting mined out here. Looks like he's going to be sniping the cannons and going for my probes, and maybe I should run these probes away. Looks like I'm going to go for it while the Roaches are preoccupied with the Nexus. Maybe I need to get some storms. Maybe we can get some storms. There we go. There's one storm. Very nice. Blinking in there, trying to target these Brood Lords. Storm's going down quite nicely now, actually. Void Ray could be focusing on these Brood Lords, and Stalkers need to be focusing on the Brood Lords as well. Looks like Broodlings are causing quite a amount of confusion for my units, but now blinking in, I'm going to be able to take out every single Brood Lord here, so that's very nice. But at the same time, I lost that fourth, and he's going to be going for this third too. How many workers did he kill? Oh my god, he killed 52 workers. That is so many workers, and killing even more here. I'm not even pulling them back. What am I doing? I have so many over here trying to get this base established up here, but my income is just abysmal. It's horrible. And I mean, his could be better. You could be saturating this. This one is, you even can saturate that more too. This is a bit oversaturated, so there we go, transferring some workers, relocating workers as best as possible. But here is the very nice thing that Zerg players do late game. Just burrow some units, keep them all around the Protoss base, and unburrow them at nasty times. Looks like I left this Immortal there. I don't think that was intentional, but he might actually help out against those 4 Roaches if they choose to unburrow. There's the Mothership, finally. A little bit late to the party. It would have been nice to have him in this engagement over there, but that didn't happen. And still has his burrowed Roach there, so that's how he's keeping tabs on my army here. Which is quite nice. And this Zealot, I believe, has been on this tower like this whole game. That's quite the baller. I believe this guy wants to wait to get more probes mining before he unburrows, but trying to scramble for more bases and just now getting this all saturated up. So things are looking pretty even, I would say. I mean, I'm definitely, it's going to come down to, can I get the infrastructure I need? I definitely need a lot more resources banked before I feel comfortable to engage, and he's gonna be I mean, his economy is rolling. It's gonna come down to a couple more big engagements here. If he can get even more Broodlords. Oh my gosh, so many Broodlords. If he can engage properly, maybe get a fungal on my mothership, that would be amazing for him. And it's going to come down to, can I get the Vortex? Is he going to be able to Vortex my mothership? Things get crazy when you have infestors, because Neural Parasite was nerfed a while ago, so its range is decreased, but that doesn't mean that's not used. A lot of Zerg players will kind of amass Neural Parasite the mothership, like send as many as they can, trying to hope that at least one makes it through to get that mothership, because as long as that mothership is Neural Parasited as Zerg, you can Vortex anything, even if it's not the enemy army. As long as you waste the energy there, you are set, because that means Protoss players are basically sitting ducks, getting fungal growths all over their butts and destroyed. So looks like he's going to be going for my 4th base, or 5th base I guess, but 4th mining base, or even 3rd mining base. I don't think really that many of my bases are saturated. So many broodlings. It's a broodling rain of death. Oh my gosh, that Nexus just died so fast. Let's look at the upgrades. 2-0 attack on his Broodlords, and his Broodlings have 2-2, so this is going to be nasty. Have a lot of High Templar, have like 7, morphing them into Archons though, so saving 4 High Templar, full on energy, and looks like he's going to, he killed that Zealot at the tower, poor guy, but even bringing drones in, I don't know why he's bringing drones in, but he will be, I get the Vortex down, and I'm not sure if that was the wisest use of Vortex. Actually, I'm thinking that was not. And notice that I'm not even maxed right now, and what is my mothership doing? It needs to kind of come back and get the engage on. I'm kind of waiting around this Vortex, maybe trying to put some Archons in. There it goes, but my mothership is a little bit late, needs to cover my army in that cloaking field. Feedback's going down. Oh, he gets the Neural Parasite, but I do feedback that Infestor, and it does go down, trying to storm on all these Broodlords. And if I can take out that, there we go, I take out the Overseer, so he cannot detect my units. I need to get these guys under the cloaking field. I can shred all these Broodlords if I can keep under my mothership's cloaking field and kill all these Broodlords. It looks like I'm blinking forward, getting a couple Broodlords there. Still trying to stay under my cloaking field, and he's trying to bring in more observers. There is his Overseer coming in, and then another one trying to snipe him down, though. I realize if I snipe them down, you can see me targeting them. If I can snipe them down, I can kill all these nasty units. Basically for free, and running into this spine grid. So let's see, this is the death push. Can he hold it here? It looks like he's trying to get around for a flank with these roaches. That is nicely done, focusing my mothership with these corruptors. These roaches aren't doing anything, needs to send them in, trying to smash down these spines as best as possible, but I realize all these roaches rallied in, all these corruptors coming in. Am I going to lose my mothership? I can't get the Vortex, and I actually lose the mothership. And I still have all these Colossus, but I realize without the mothership, my effectiveness of my army is decreased so much there. Let's look at the units lost tab. He has lost a lot more, so let's look, trying to get this mining base down. If I can snipe this base, even snipe this base, that would be amazing for me. It'd put me right back in this game. But he's not even that far behind right now. All these corruptors, can he kill all these Colossus? Looks like I'm trying to get them out of there, trying to blink my stalkers under, but need to focus fire on these corruptors. There we go, I'm doing it, but there's so many corruptors here, and he's sniping down my Colossus quite easily. Even has a couple Broodlords in from the back. It looks like he's going to actually be able to kill all my Colossus. Really, is this going to happen? Yeah, I think so. Trying to blink out of there, trying to save my stalkers, but I'm going to lose every single Colossus, and that is horrible for me. Maybe I can rebuild. I'm trying to get that mothership out, and this is my only saturated base. This is basically not mining right now. Let's look at the income tab, 42 to 62. He doesn't have that many harvesters either, but it's gonna. I mean, yeah. He's been able to remax and recover from that push so nicely. If I had been able to really keep the pressure going, I would have been able to kill his base, but I was not able to do that. He remaxed quite efficiently, and he was able to get all these infestors out. He has these Broodlords here, maybe even wants to rebuild some spines here, but even getting more Broodlords, has a couple corruptors, maybe needs to save some, or at least make some more corruptors for anti-air. There we go, making 5 more there. And that mothership is almost done. Maybe if that mothership comes out and I can rebuild a couple more Colossus, not getting any Colossus actually, so +3, +3, +2 against +2, +2, +3, +2. And his air is +2. So Uh-oh, if he can take this Nexus, that would be horrible. Looks like, oh, he sees it's cloaked and he's gonna back out. Yeah, okay, this is really, really, really tense. If you look at supplies, I've been basically down in supply all game. Can I make a comeback here? I would say I'm definitely behind. I don't have the economy that I need. He even buried a drone here, so I can't make a Nexus there. But I'm basically mining off 1.5 bases here. He's on like 1.5 too. Yeah, I mean things. He's basically ahead in supply though. So and all these roaches, all these links coming out. I need Colossus. I have no Colossus. I need Archons too, but I'm so starved for money. Um, it's gonna come down to this engagement. I feel like this is gonna settle who is gonna have this game. Oh my gosh! All right, here we go. Coming in with all of these corruptors. Is he gonna focus down this mothership? I don't have enough for Vortex. This is horrible. And oh, trying to get the feedbacks on the infestors, but the corruptors going for that mothership. Stalkers focused on broodlings. That's not what they need to be doing. They need to get those broodlords, but focusing broodlings is not what I need to be doing here. And trying to get those broodlords now. The broodlings coming in, wrecking my stalkers, trying to pull them out. That Archon is trying to tank as much damage from the broodlings as possible. Getting more Archons up from the recycled High Templar that I had going. That Immortal goes down. There we go, sniping in broodlords. Maybe I can kill every single broodlord, trying to get as much surface area as I can for damage. Blinking in there, getting that one more broodlord. There's 3 more over there. We're like warping them in on the battlefront, trying to warp in as many stalkers as possible. But oh my gosh, there's so many stalkers dying from all these roaches and lings that are flooding in. I don't know if I'm gonna have this, and and I just leave the game without the GG. So, wow, so this was basically late game PvZ for you, and it comes down to control. Basically, Zapo had the perfect composition to destroy what I had, and really, if I had been maxed in that last engagement, I think things would have gotten a lot better for me, but I was never able to get the economic lead, or at least the economic edge at any point in the game, and Zapo was really able to use his economic lead for much of the game to just increases unit efficiency, and if you look at the units lost, I mean, Protoss needs to be more efficient than Zerg in the units lost tab. Otherwise, you know, if you're trading evenly, that's horrible for Protoss. So, as you can see, it wasn't that I was playing that poorly. It was that Zapo was doing really, really well. So, props to him. He did a really good job handling that late game Zerg army, and that's just a lot of Protoss players have been complaining about late game PvZ just for this reason, that infestor broodlords is just really hard to deal with. But yeah, hope this helped out. I would say a void ray tech switch would not have been possible. I know some of you guys are thinking that right now, like, oh, just go mass void rays. I didn't have the money to do that, and that's really the main problem. Didn't have the money, need the money. So yeah, comment, rate, subscribe. I will have more games out soon. Thanks, guys.